And the truth finally comes out. Finally, after all this time, US fugitive Nicholas Rossi admits that he used the alias Arthur Knight. Now, I wonder how his wife took that information, because she was so, like, what's the term? Like, she was so brainwashed by him, where even with the overwhelming evidence, like, right in front of her, she was like, no, this is mistaken identity. No, he wouldn't do that. I mean, damn. Pardon me. I wonder how she took the news. She must have been in bits. Have you been in an accident that wasn't your fault? Well, then you could be entitled to compensation. Nobody likes getting lowballed and given the runaround while at their lowest, and I know what it's like to be left stressed out of my mind and buried in paperwork while trying to keep a case moving forward. It is very, very hard. There must be an easier way. Well, Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm, is there to streamline the entire process so that you can keep up with everything from your smartphone if you become their client. All you have to do to get started is answer a few questions, and then Morgan & Morgan will get the ball rolling with a free case evaluation. And from there, a crack team picked from a roster of over 1,000 lawyers across all 50 US states will take care of the rest. And if having a team of lawyers, paralegals and investigators isn't enough, then 24/7 support is available from more than 6 cohorts of support staff, or almost 4,000 if you're not Rome-pilled. Point is, there will always be someone on hand to answer any questions that you may have. And with this much manpower at their disposal, you can be sure that Morgan & Morgan will be able to fight for the best result possible, having already recovered over $20 billion from more than 3 million clients. But if Morgan & Morgan is not able to win your case, then the fee is completely free. So, if you've been seriously injured, you can check out Morgan & Morgan by going to forthepeople.com/Count Dankula, or by clicking the link in the description to get started on a claim. Nicholas Rossi, the American who fought extradition from Scotland, claiming to be the victim of mistaken identity, has admitted for the first time that he and the alias Arthur Knight are the same person. Wow, I'm shocked, frankly. Giving evidence at a bail hearing in one of the 2 separate rape cases that he faces in Utah, Rossi denied fleeing to the UK in 2017 to escape arrest. Speaking with an American accent, he told the court he had left the country and later used the alias of Irish orphan Arthur Knight in order to escape threats. Rossi was extradited to the US at the start of this year, claiming to be an Irish orphan who had never been to America. Rossi was arrested while being treated for COVID-19 at a hospital in Glasgow in December 2021 after staff recognised his tattoos, images of which had been circulated by Interpol. It was just, by the way, I've said this in most of the videos that I've done on him, the reason he got caught was just the ultimate bad luck. Like, God wanted him caught. Basically, in hospitals, like in the staff room, they've got a bunch of Interpol things where, here, just in case you get a patient and, you know, check for these identifying marks because they're wanted fugitives in whatever countries. And they've also got Interpol red notices up there. And there was a red notice about a tattoo. Basically, Nicholas Rossi is wanted for rape in America. Keep an eye out for him. And there was pictures of his tattoos. A nurse seen it. And then Nicholas Rossi had to go into the hospital to get treated for COVID. The nurse saw the tattoo and went, that's interesting. Called the police. The police went, well, let's not spook him because this guy does a runner. They sent a police officer into the ward dressed as a nurse and everything to make it just look like he worked there. He saw the tattoos, saw his face, and he went, that's our guy. And then they arrested him. It was like a 1 in a million chance. And that's how he got caught, just because one single nurse was a bit observant. Like, it was seriously just fate wanted him fucking caught. Throughout the 2-year legal process, he denied he was Rossi, continuing to insist that his name was Arthur Knight and that he was the victim of mistaken identity. The victim of fake identity, maybe. He explained away the tattoos, saying that they must have been done while he was unconscious in hospital. Yes, this is one of the things that he came up with. Must have been done while he was unconscious in the hospital. Now, tattoos take weeks to heal. weeks to heal, and even after the scabbings all fell off, they're all bright and new and they look very, very nice. But then as time goes over, the ink starts to spread a little bit, they fade a little. That's just what happens with tattoos. However, his tattoos were old and faded because he got them years ago and he went, oh, those have just been done while I was unconscious in the hospital. Like, that's not how tattoos work. But you would think, well, you've had the tattoo, you know how they work. Most people that have tattoos know how they work. Why would you attempt such a brazen lie? And he's just basically, this is a guy who's just got the ultimate ego, where even when you're caught red-handed and the evidence against you is overwhelming, they will still lie. I've experienced many people like this. Even when the evidence is overwhelming, they will still lie to get their way out of it. Because what matters most to them is their ego. They do not want to be seen as wrong or deceitful, or basically they don't want to be viewed badly. And the ironic thing about that is, by continuing to lie even after you've well been caught red-handed, it just makes you look even worse. So that's just the thing that's weird. I don't understand why they do that. Justice Secretary Angela Constance signed an order granting Rossi's extradition in September of 2023, and he was flown back to America in January. Even to, like, one thing that he did as well when he was going to court in Britain to fight against his extradition is he did like the mob boss thing where he came in with like a wheelchair and the little oxygen thing in his nose, like, I'm too weak to go to prison, like, fucking, like, he pulled all of that stuff. And then even during an interview, go watch it, it's so bad. It's like so fucking bad. He tries to get up and stand up. You're like, look, I can't walk. Oh, and he starts like panicking, and it's this pure dramatic fucking performance that he's doing. It was not worthy of an Oscar. You know, he has no right to say, I'd like to thank the Academy at the end of that. But honestly, it is the cringest, worst thing ever. And I've said this in every single video I've done on this guy. This will be a Netflix documentary. This will. Just wait for it. I guarantee you they're already filming it and it's in production right now. And then after he goes to jail, you know, because he's been caught for like multiple rapes, after he goes to jail, shortly after it is when the documentary will come out. I guarantee you, I promise you this. This will be on Netflix. During the latest hearing, he was claimed he fled the country after his life was threatened by elected officials in Rhode Island. Again, more manipulation and more lies. Asked to identify the people he claims threatened to kill him and his family, Rossi refused, telling the state prosecutor, I don't want to give a mouse cheese. Okay. At that point, Utah 4th District Judge Derek Pullen briefly closed the court to hear the evidence in private. At the conclusion of proceedings, Rossi's request for bail was denied after the judge ruled there was clear and convincing evidence that, if granted, he would attempt to flee, because he's done that before. He even faked his own death in America. This cold will not go away. Basically, he faked his own death in America. And then fled the country to just make it look like he died so that the police would give up the chase. But like he said, he might be a liar and a manipulator, but he's not the smartest guy, considering some of the lies that he came up with. These were done in the hospital while I was asleep. Shut up. Not guilty pleas in the case were entered by his lawyer ahead of a further hearing in 2 weeks' time. And there we are. That is the end of the article. It's just, there are genuine maniacs like this out there. Just complete liars and manipulators where you cannot trust a single thing that they say. And even when they are hard caught, like just red-handed, you've got all the receipts, you've got all the evidence, and you stick it right in front of them, they will still turn around and try and lie. And that's one thing I have never understood. It's like, but you're caught. You know you're caught. You know you're caught. And even if you keep lying now, you're going to face the music anyway because you're caught. So why are you still lying? It's never made sense to me. It has absolutely boggled my mind for many, many years, and it's just something that I've just accepted I'll never understand. But I'm going to be watching this trial. I mean, I'm impressed that he has come out and admitted to it. I'm impressed. I don't know what it is now. Maybe he has kind of realised, like, oh, I'm completely fucked. Maybe it's time to fess up now and just try and get a lesser sentence. But I think it's far too late for that. It's far too late. He's done it at, like, the very end of it. Okay, I am Nicholas Rossi. The judge is going to go, yeah, well, I'm fucking too late now, bro. I don't care. You're getting the maximum sentence for wasting so much of our time with this nonsense of denying who you are. But yeah, let's wait and see how the trial turns out. And I don't think it's going to turn out well for him.